So today we're gonna web scrape a table using a pre-existing integration runtime. So I have my pre-existing integration runtime in this new web scrape one data factory. It's in web scrape zero resource group. So let's talk about which table we're gonna web scrape. So you can just type in the link and just hover over to when you type in the link, you'll come over to economy of data. Just hover your link to foreign trade and investment and right click on it. You will get this label India's foreign trade year by year. So we're gonna web scrape this table into an delimited CSV format in our downloads using copy data file. Copy data pipeline. So let's see. So what first we're gonna create a resource group. I will name it as YT bit 01. India. Next, review plus create. So yeah, so as you can see, we have created a resource group. Just come over to this, refresh it. So it was not showing in my resource group. I don't know why. Just come over to your notification and go to your resource group. Create a resource. What resource we're gonna create is Azure Data Factory. Um, Azure Data Factory. Create. So my subscription is Visual Studio Enterprise subscription because I am a Microsoft Lancer and ambassador. You can choose your subscription over here. Resource group. As you can see, I have previously created a resource group named ITbit01. Um, now I have to put the name of my Azure Data Factory. So ATF ITbit01. That of our That should be Central India, the region. Version V2 review plus create. Oh, click on create. It will take like around a minute to deploy, like less than a minute. Once it's deployed, go to the resource, launch the studio. So it will open in a new tab. The studio will open in a new tab. If you don't want to work in a new tab, you can just download the application. Just come over to your this manage. Go to integration runtimes, create a integration runtime. You want to select this Azure self-hosted. You don't want to select this integration runtime. Click over here, go to continue. Over here, you can we have to use a pre-existing integration runtime. So this self-hosted use this for running activities on premise private network. Yeah, you can use an existing self-hosted integration runtime that access in either a resource. So this integration runtime we will use to link with our pre-existing integration runtime. So the resource it's asking the resource ID. So just go back. I will go back to my this Azure Data Factory. We'll launch the studio. So here in this Azure Data Factory, I have my pre-existing integration runtime. So I'll go to manage integration runtimes. You will get one click after coming up to the integration runtime. You will get one key, authentication key. Just copy in one of the on from one of the two keys. You can just copy one key, come over to your here, and just paste in the resource ID. The resource ID. Wait, let me copy. Let me paste. What's happening? I'm doing. I was copying something else. I was copying authentication key, which is used to when you are downloading the integration runtime on on-premise. You will use this key to connect in this. Uh, you should come over here, sharing, and this is the resource ID which you will use. I did this blunder, and authentication method will be system assigned. Don't change anything. Now, if you create, you will get an error because from here, first you have to grant the permission to this ADFY YT with 01. So let's see if we'll get an error or not. So yeah, we'll get an error because we haven't yet granted the permission to the ADFI YT bit. So let me grant the permission. You can just type in the name and just select, add it, and click on apply. Now, when I'm creating it, it will successfully save. Now go back to author, create a new pipeline, uh, search copy data. If you are a new beginner, you might, think what I'm doing over here. You might be confused, but I'll explain it in one more video. How I web scraped and how did I made all this integration runtime. I will explain it in another video. So let me put in the source. My source will be web table as I have to scrape a web table. So link service, just create a new cell link service. Select your integration runtime. Just put in the URL, copy the URL, put in the URL. Authentication type will be anonymous. Create it. Okay. So in this is our web table. Come over to edit. Put the index. I know my table is in like second index. So yeah, just gonna type in two. You can, if you want to preview, you can just preview the data. It will take a while. Let's check if I'm getting this table or not. Yeah. So as you can see, I got the same table over here. Just go back to your pipeline, and now I'm gonna put in the sync value. So just new, it should be over here, search file system. And if you're doing with Parquet and some over here, if you're selecting Parquet format and some other format, you might get an error because of Azure. I mean, upper than 22 or 24 version only supports JRU, JDK, some type of error you will get. So, but I'm doing it in a delimited text in this format, so I will not face an error over here. So I'm just gonna create over here. You can see name file server one description. I think I will leave it empty. It is already selected. In over here in my host, what you want to put in is in which uh, in which the address of that folder you have to put in where you want to have that table loaded. So I want it to be loaded in my documents folder. So I'm just gonna right click, copy address, come over here, just gonna paste the address over here. You can see this is my the address of my doc password. Now click on create. It's now creating the new link service, which will link my copy pipeline to the file store. My file store to the copy pipeline. So over here, I don't want any directory name. File name. I think YT web script. This is my file name. And import schema, you should click on none. Because we don't want to import from connection. So type in none as it is. So just debug. What debug does is it checks if my pipeline gonna execute or not. Then we can trigger the pipeline, which will run the pipeline. And what publish does is it will publish. If I refresh now, I will lose all of my progress over here. If I publish, then the fresh, I won't lose any progress. All these pipelines which I have created, if I didn't publish, I will lose. So it will, yeah. So as you can see, my pipeline succeeded. Now I will just publish all the this, and I'll trigger the pipeline. As you can see, my pipeline is running. Once I will get the message that my pipeline is successfully executed, we'll check in the documents folder if I did got that file, I did got the file or not. The file must be in delimited CSV format. Just gonna refresh. It's in progress. It will take a while. So yeah, I got the message. run succeeded. Now coming over to my documents folder, here I can see the file. So that's how we're gonna web scrape a table using a pre-accessing integration runtime. If you have any queries, comment down below.